wrote Imperium. He would be the bearer of this magnificent idea of Imperium Europa. He would not only have written the book, but written it only much, much better, you see. But, so I wrote this book. And as I said, had he been alive, he would have done. I would have carried on living my life of miserable ease. As an artist and an author, which means splashing paint, Brolac paint on canvas and writing erotic poetry. But so I had to do it. So I wrote this book, and this book just gives a broad idea of Imperium. It's written in an easy style, not professorial at all. And it seems disjointed, but then everything, of course, links up. So this is it. Now, naturally, the idea of Imperium Europa is a vast idea. You need a book of 2,000 pages at least to explain it in some depth. Which my book is only 400. How can you explain an idea like of Imperium with all its ramifications? So I couldn't be bothered with too many facts. I had to give the concepts, the ideas, the areas of Imperium, and so on and so forth. Would you believe it? An Italian-American, New York, ex-executive of the United Nations, worked for a year, brilliant man, 35-something, 37 years old in New York, got captivated with this idea of Imperium Europa. He had left in disgust the United Nations bill. He said, Norman, you don't know this. The horror stories he recounted. You know, it's a club there. If it's Monday, oh, it's the party at the Ugandan floor. If it's Tuesday, oh, with the cocktails at the Indian, and it's terrible. Prostitutes there, the lot. It's unbelievable. It's just a shell, a building. What goes on in there is truly horrendous. He will speak about it himself. Would you believe this man, this brilliant man, wrote a book which he called the Imperium Manifesto. It will be published soon, within 2 weeks or 3, by Lowell. And he goes into the nitty-gritty, the nuts and bolts, which I couldn't be bothered about because of space. I didn't want my book to be a Gailey Simpson book, which everybody starts reading and nobody, at least I've never met anybody who's finished it. But anyway, you did, bravo. And so he did every one of us a great service. Caius Marcus, his pen name, Caius Marcus. He is in truly Duce fashion. And he wrote this book going into the details of Imperium and explaining Imperium, the elites, the 5 prerogatives of the elite. We've discussed everything. We don't want to go back. You know, spirituality, race, high culture, high politics and territory. The 5 R's, radical, racialist, right, revolutionary, reactionaries. Imperium and dominium, the ambit of dominium, the regions. He dissected the regions, the various ethnicities, the politics, the economics, and whatnot. Truly, a great work. Now, you see that these 3 books follow each other. 1, 2, and 3. And the sequence is not only the idea, the feeling, but also the imagery. Quite by chance, we didn't plan this. There, the eagle and the pointed poniard. The lightning and the sun, Savitri Devi, the point. The Imperium Manifesto, the eagle, again, linking with Yoke, and the pointed lightning and sun. A sequence, a complete ideology for the future. Why? Because there's no ideology at the moment on our side. There's no cohesion. There's no ideology on the market. There are movements, there are this, and as many as possible. But we are not focused, excuse me. But we are not focused. So, Caius Marcus, because I don't want to speak about my book, you know, you can read it, you can get it from Amazon or Barnes and Noble and look out for yourself. But I'll speak about this because I'm truly gratified with his book. Caius Marcus not only chisels the idea and explains it in nuts and bolts, but he evolves the idea in many ways, in many sectors. To me, as I'm sure to Larry Nunn here, he tackles and evolves the most important sector of all, the sector of spirituality, the most grave and important sector of all. And Caius Marcus realizes that the elite, our elite of 2 million men who will protect the Imperium in the future, the elite must be cosmotheists. Let's face it, this universe of 120,000 galaxies, each galaxy having millions of stars, and whoever created them all sends his only son to this back to save us. And I mean, you can believe it if you want, but not the elite. The elite, we are cosmotheists. We are with the universe, and the universe is in us. A step forward above panentheism. Now, but what are we going to do with the masses, with our people? Because after all, it's from them that the future elite have to be chosen. Yes. Not from any class, from every class, because nobility is, in our eyes, nobility is not nobility of one's ancestors, you see, like at Dubor, where the best part, the edible part, lies underground. Not that kind, we don't preach that kind of aristocracy. Our view of aristocracy is an aristocracy of the spirit and of character. So the elite are there, but what are we going to do? We have to pick the best from the people, but we have to keep the masticating bisons happy. So we can't take away Christianity from them. So Caius Marcus comes out with a brilliant idea. He said, let's have cosmotheism for the elite, and let's have Christology for the people, for our people. Christology or Christology. What does it mean? First, we expurgate, he's saying, we expurgate the Old Testament, that most evil book in the annals of literature, a book brimming with hatred, a book describing every sexual perversion, a book describing every murder, deicide, patricide, matricide, fratricide, genocide, the killing of animals and all the husbandry and everything. So it's not Semitic, it comes out from that pest hole in the Middle East. It doesn't fit us, the Old Testament. We are a noble people. Noble, it's inbred, a sense of fairness, a sense of chivalry, it's in us. So we don't want that. So we take that out, we expurgate it. And we are left with the New Testament. Jesus and Christ, two personalities, distinct, contraposed. Jesus, king of the meek and the humble, the bungled and the botched, turning the other cheek to one's enemies, resigning oneself to every situation. Jesus,